It is the second day of the Supreme Court's term, and the justices are gearing up to hear arguments in a high-profile case. A counselor in Colorado is challenging the state's ban on conversion therapy, claiming it infringes on her right to free speech. Now, there have been multiple studies on this practice, and the majority of them have determined the practice, which aims to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity, is ineffective. A study from 2014 published in the Journal of Counseling Psychology says in part, quote, the overall results support the conclusion that sexual orientation is highly resistant to explicit attempts at change. CBS News chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford is outside the Supreme Court and can give us much more context on this. Jan, good morning. Always great to see you. You actually spoke to the petitioner in this case, and it seems her argument against the ban is apparently nuanced. What did she tell you?
Oh, good morning, Earl. Yeah, I mean, we went out to Colorado and sat down with Kaley Chiles. She is, like you said, a licensed therapist. And she says that essentially she had to change her practice after Colorado passed this law in 2019 because she can't fully counsel young people, minors, who are struggling with their gender identity or sexuality. She said the law is much broader than just the so-called conversion therapy because it really limits what she can discuss with them. All she can do, she says, is affirm whether it's their gender identity or their sexuality, and there are penalties for that, potentially a $5,000 fine and even a loss of her license. So she said she's bringing this lawsuit on behalf of those kids who she says needs help. Take a listen to what she had to say.
There are two parties affected by this law, me as a counselor and my minor clients. And I don't know about you, but it's pretty impossible for me to imagine a minor client sitting in my seat today arguing and advocating for their right to be seen. We as counselors know that we should not be imposing our values on our clients. The problem right now is that Colorado is using me to impose their values on my client through me.
Now, Chiles says that she has a free speech right, and the law violates that. But Colorado says this is not about free speech, that these states should be able to regulate the practice of health professionals, and whatever the court decides, that will affect people, Errol, in nearly 24 states.
Wow, fascinating perspective there. Jan, thank you very much.